Hello everybody. It's Monday. It's the start of the work week. Well, I found out, let's start from the top, shall we? First off, it is in Ontario, Toronto area. It is Lord John Graves Simcoe Day. He was the first Lieutenant Governor of Ontario, or of Upper Canada. My mistake. And he was also the first person to initiate the abolishment of slavery in Canada. So yeah, happy Lord Simcoe Day to all those that celebrate, and happy New Brunswick Day, and happy Saskatchewan Day, and BC's got a different one, I don't know what it is, and it's Colonel by the Bay Day in Ottawa. It's Joseph Brant Day in Brampton, in Burlington, Ontario. Jesus, I can't get nothing out. So anyway, there's that. Another thing is the wildfires. There's over 700 wildfires burning in Canada as I speak to you right now. And now there's a couple on Vancouver Island. I just hope everybody's got their to-go bags with all their important papers, insurance, passports, birth certificates, medications, extra water, snacks, puppy bag to go with water, snacks, and stuff for them as well, leashes, a couple toys maybe. But yeah, I hope everybody's got their to-go bags. We're getting a little bit of, I can't really say fumes, but it's the particles in the air that are the things that'll get you faster than anything else. So there's that. So yeah, we have all that to worry about. What else is there? Well, that was the main thing I wanted to talk about for start off anyway. And then we have something I just found out about. And I'll put the description, the thank yous in the description there. But did you know that the Mango Moose Knuckle got a $5 million donation to Maga Inc.? Maga Incorporated. That's his super PAC. Yeah. He got a $5 million donation because he's all about waste, fraud, and abuse, right? It's all about that. Back in February 24th, 2025, by the way, a company called Extremity Care, LLC, donated $5 million to the Mango Moose Knuckles PAC. And just 6 days after that, he started ragging on Joe Biden. Yeah. He was ragging on Joe Biden because Joe Biden barred Medicare from allowing Trump's buddies now, Extremities, Extremity Care LLC, yeah. Joe Biden barred them from getting reimbursed from Medicare. Fraud, waste, and abuse. That's right. So, Sleepy Joe barred them from Medicare, from paying out to Extremity Care and their products. The cost was, wait a minute, Joe Biden ran through a policy, he says, that would create more suffering and death for diabetics on Medicare, for wounds and stuff like that and leg care. Diabetics don't heal as well as the rest of us, and they need these skin substitute products to help them out because it helps regrow natural skin. He said vets and minorities would be hit the hardest, and you know, and I know, that he don't give a shit for minorities. You see that going on every day. Ice, ice, ice. And veterans, they've closed more veterans clinics and benefits than you can shake a stick at. So they don't give a shit about that. But they said they would be hit the hardest. That's wah-wah to the public, get some sympathy. Now, President Biden's rule would, how'd they put that? President Biden's rule would start February 2025, like this year, this February passed. And Trump delayed it till April 13th because of the blanket freeze that he put on everything. You know, when everybody was terrified their Medicare was gone? Yeah, well, this was tied up in that. So he had to go around it. But on April 11th, 40 days after his Truth Social post about this, the Centers for Medicaid and Medicare announced the delay until January 2026. Yeah. You know who's in charge of Medicare and Medicaid? So Extremity Care could keep making money until January 2026. Now, these bandages are a lifeline for people, burn victims, stuff like that, because it helps grow natural skin. So, people that really need this stuff. Now, the donations showed up just July 31st. That's how I found out about it from an independent news article. It showed up July 31st when Maga filed their mid-year report. It's on page 18 in case you wonder. Biden was cracking down on fraud, waste, and abuse to stop products from Extremity Care rather. It was called the Colliderm, C-O-L-L, then an E, derm bandages, which cost, I hope you're sitting down, $11,051 per square inch. No wonder Joe was pissed at that. Another bandage only cost $7,812.38 per square inch. Complete FT, used for diabetic foot care. I have a brother that's a diabetic. Feet are one of the first extremities to go. I had an aunt that lost 2 legs to diabetes, and that was back in the 80s, so didn't have the care they have now. So, there's that. President Biden said these bandages were way too expensive and they didn't show any scientific qualities. Not in the exact words. But yeah, Biden said they were too expensive and didn't show significant signs that they were better. And they did not support scientific evidence. There's that. The Biden rule, 17 products proved their effectiveness in scientific trials and scientific literature. Trump's guys are not backed by any scientific literature. A company called Oasis has proven effective bandages that charge Medicare $75.51 per square inch. And there's another company that was also proven effective, Allograft, for like skin grafts and shit, yeah. They are $195.58 a square inch. Nowhere near $11,000, almost $12,000 a square inch. Now, Extremity Care said Biden didn't understand wound healing. Well, no, but he had doctors that did, and that's why he went the scientific route and said this shit works and that might not. So, between April 11th, when they did all this shit, And July 31st, when this shit came out, Trump's bullshit cost Medicare $2.3 billion on skin substitute products that lacked any scientific proof. Imagine scamming the government and the people like that. So, we have that. So now, of course, Extremity Care and others in the skin substitute biz have started a mass coalition to oppose Biden's rule. They're still going to make that 11 grand or whatever until January 2026. You think after a drug gets used and proved, usually by the more it gets used, the lower the price is? I don't know these guys. So, because these guys oppose Biden's rules, they would be ineligible for anything under Biden's rule. So both companies have abused Medicaid and Medicare for years and wasted taxpayer dollars. Joe was putting a stop to that. They got pissed off. It's all about the money, honey, even though they've got billions and billions and billions in profits, they don't care. They want more. So both companies have abused it so much and wasted taxpayer dollars. Medicare allows the company to get paid back a certain rate for the first 6 months that their drug comes out. Or, in this case, skin substitutes. So, we do that. Both companies are in this coalition, and that 6-month reimbursement gets paid back regardless of what they charge doctors. You know, when they go to the doctors with their little suitcase there, like the Fuller Brush man? Yeah. They get to do all that stuff. They charge the doctors so they can get them on board with using their product. They charge them a really, really low rate. Probably what Biden is finding out, what Biden charged. Well, not Biden, but the companies Biden picked charged. So they still reimburse Medicare and Medicaid, however, the full amount and pocket the rest. Yeah. That's where this is so shady. So we have that. They bill Medicare the full amount, they pocket the rest, and in April 2023, Medicare reimbursed $6,497 for every square inch for Zenith bandages. After 6 months, that dropped to $2,746. Wah, wah. So they launched a new product called IMAX, charging Medicare $6,490. Now here's the rub. Both of the products are the same. They have the same picture on the box. There's like maybe one ingredient change different, probably the type of adhesive. But yeah, it's the same product, same picture on the box, same picture. But now that $2,097 goes back up to over $6,000 so they can still keep making that money. I'm telling you. So we use, I guess you could say we use the term, got a lot of balls to be doing that, but they don't care. They don't care. So, and I'm sure that the Trump lumps in his administration got a good raking over the coals by the public when they found this shit out, that now all of a sudden, the Trump guys, July 14th, said that the skin substitute companies like Extremity Care and Legacy could only bill $806 a square inch. Trump could give two shits about science. He's still going to let these folks put this garbage out there that has no effect whatsoever, or very little. It's not scientifically proven, but he's still going to let them get $806 per square inch of this life-saving bandage to some, so they don't lose their limbs. So, we got that. He's still allowing Medicare to bill them. Waste, fraud, and abuse? Think again. Now, the guys in charge of this, it's not clear if Trump will stick to it. How stupid, right? It's not clear if he will stick to it if or when he decides to change this. He could keep it the way it is. So, guys like Legacy and Extremity Care didn't like that so much, so they hired a lobbyist. His name's Brian Ballard. Now, Brian Ballard is a trusted Trump fundraiser. Convenient or what? Yeah, he's a lobbyist. He has so much influence with Trump and his tough guys. You know, Dr. Oz, RFK Jr., Robert Frankenstein Kennedy Jr., and the bandage companies are paying this guy $320,000 a year to go up to Capitol Hill and gnaw on the ears of Trump's pissant posse there to stop them from doing this. But here's another little thing. One more little thing. Susie Wiles, Trump's Secretary of Chief of Staff, she worked for Brian Ballard. She was one of his top employees. Bunch of shady bastards. What? God love us all. And ooh, I just walked in a big flying grasshopper. Ooh, Jesus, they're everywhere. Oh my God, see? All that line of Trump's, he's setting the locusts on us. He's setting the locusts on us. Okay, Viv, I gotta find your poop now. But yeah, that's what they're up to. So I would go with the tried, tested, and true before I'd go with anything that he do. Just saying. So, Nine Nan loves you. Be good, be safe. Please take care of you first so you can take care of somebody else. I love you all so much. Newcomers, welcome. And love me, like me, share me. Subscribe to the channel. Mwah. Hangers on, hope you have a great weekend. Happy whatever you're celebrating in your province today, Canada. And try to steer clear of staying outside too long with these forest fires and all the particles in the air. I love you all. Mwah.